Mark, how close to the real thing is that?
I would say it's probably as close as you can get, Phil. Definitely 30 mile an hour is what the speed is. When your first shot goes, they accelerate, and it's right on that limit, you know. And so, really, I don't think you could get a better representation.
And it's great for people like yourself that do shoot wild boar in reality, but also it's good for people who don't as well, isn't it?
It is. It's great practice, and they can see what it's about before they get in the field. If you miss in the field, you don't know where you're missing. You don't know whether you're in front, behind, up, down. And this, you can hone your skills, so before you go boar shooting, before you take on the driven wild boar, you can get as good as you can, and so you can do the prey proud, I suppose.
It's been incredibly popular. There's always been a need for a range like this. There are a couple of other moving target ranges in the UK, but this is designed with boar shooters in mind. It's the correct speed, it's the right distance, there's no calibre restrictions here, so there's not a lot we can't do. We can simulate quartering targets, we can simulate almost head-on targets, and of course standard broadside targets. So yeah, it's filled a big gap. I've had both ends of the spectrum. I've had people who are used to shooting a static target and haven't done much of that, and I've had the seasoned boar shooters here. And it brings the people who have no experience or little experience, it brings them on in leaps and bounds, and likewise the guys who are more experienced, it really hones the skills.
Promatic is a fantastic British company. What made you choose them?
Really, they were the only manufacturers at the time who could provide a trap that was anything like realistic. They were obviously very keen when I found out and put the project to them, and we kind of joined forces, and it all went from there really.
And what's impressed you about the sort of technology around it?
It's simple, and therefore it's reliable. Okay, there's an electronics box down there full of bits and bobs and gadgets, but so far, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. It's exposed to the elements 24 hours a day, but it keeps working, and that's essential to me. I can't have a team of guys turn up wanting a realistic day at a target and it not work. So, with a little bit of input from myself and some technology from Promatic, then it works seamlessly.